Welcome to One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I'm your host, Dr. P, Dr. Wayne Pernell. And today I should say Dr. Wayne Pernell, the Breakthrough Success Coach and your Powerful Presence Mentor. I usually give my title, which is, there you go. All right, so I am going to bring you on a journey today around what I call your GPS mindset, except I'm changing mindset to mind state. And I want to explain that first. Your GPS mind state. Now, GPS is a geopositioning system, right? So it knows where you are. It's like plugging a destination into your phone or into your car's navigation device. And we'll talk about that. What is your mind state? And what's the difference between mind state and mindset? Amazing, wonderful, beautiful research has been done on mindset. And there's the definition of fixed versus growth mindset has come up. And we know that having a growth mindset allows you to explore possibility and to step into the world differently than fixed, which is as it says. I believe that a mind state, though, is something that is very fluid and can be called upon and called up just by making a decision to call it up. What is your state of mind now? Right? If I sat down to record this episode for you, and my state of mind was, I'm a little tired and it's been a long day and I'll just crank one out. Okay. Today we're talking about the GPS mind state and it's like, what? Right? So I make a decision that when I sit down, anytime I sit down and I turn on the camera and I turn on the microphone, I am present. And that is a mind state that is chosen. So whatever happened today, and certainly plenty happened today, that is outside of the door. Right now is what matters. And my mind state is present for you. And that is a choice. It's a decision. So you get to choose your state of mind. Now, do bad things happen? Do you get sad or depressed? Yes. Live through it, choose to be in it, totally okay. Choose to be in it. Sometimes bad stuff happens in my world, and I will jokingly say, okay, I'm giving myself the next 15 minutes to kind of feel bad about this. And I'll just sit there and actually give myself 15 minutes. And at the end of 15 minutes, I'll figure out, do I want to change or am I still needing either time for grief or time to sort through it or whatever. So it is a choice. And that's what I'm saying. Your GPS mind state is a choice. Mind state over mindset. What are you choosing right now? It is fluid. And you could choose to take a breath and sit up that bit straighter and watch what happens to your mindset when your physiology changes. Your state of mind changes, right? So here we are. Let's talk GPS for a little bit. Here we are, right? Here we are. It's 2022. We made it through. There are signs that the pandemic has become or is becoming an endemic, which means that there will be fewer restrictions. This will be a disease that we live with. Awesome, right? So it's not awesome that there's a disease that we have to live with. It is awesome that the pandemic and potentially the restrictions that are going on with it, surge or no surge, it looks like this is the year that it lightens up and that we get to breathe easier, pretty much literally. Here we are in 2022. We've made it through 2 years of I don't know what's going on. Every day, I don't know what's going on. What are the restrictions? What are the dangers? What are the new breakthroughs? What are the new variants? What are the risks? We're at a place where we are looking at what we have and what we can do from here. So in 2022, with things changing and with the scenery changing, the political landscape is changing, the health landscape is changing, your business landscape has changed, your family landscape has changed, your ability to work from home, to do homeschooling, to go grocery shopping, to go to restaurants or not, all of that has changed. And now we're at a place where you get to decide what you want your life to look like as we reestablish ourselves in a post-pandemic society. We're coming out of it. So what do you want your life to look like? Now is a good time to be setting some goals for yourself. Now, remember last episode, I said that I'm anti-resolution, but I'm not anti-goals. So when you set goals for yourself and you say, okay, I'm seeing this, I really want this. What does that mean? What is it that you want? What can you dare to desire? That's the big question I ask. What would you treasure is the big question. So what would you give yourself permission to do, to have, or to become? And it could be anything from I want to learn French or guitar or piano to I want to travel to 4 continents to I just want to pay off my debt to whatever it is. I want to lose those last 5 pounds, whatever it is. What are your goals right now? You set goals that are out there a little bit, and that's important. The more specific you are, the easier it is to get to those goals. The more specific you are, the easier it is to get to those goals. If I told somebody on the East Coast that they should head west and I'll meet them, that's not very specific. But if I said, can you get to California, that's a little more specific. If I said, can you get to Anaheim, California, that's a little more specific. If I said, can you get to Disneyland, that's a little more specific. Can you get to Disneyland on this date? That's a little more specific. Can you meet me at the teacup ride at Disneyland in Anaheim, California on this date at this time? That's a lot more specific, and the chance of meeting up is huge, right? So the same way with your goals. Well, I'd like more money. Awesome. So you open your car door after you've parked and you find a dime in the street, and now you have more money. You don't get to complain. You wanted more. There it is. You're a dime richer. Be really specific. I would like to have this in my bank account. I would like to learn guitar by this date. Okay. So I would like to learn to play 3 songs or 1 song on guitar, right? So you get as specific as you can. Which song? When do you want to learn it? How are you going to learn it, right? So you get as specific as you can. Now, a lot of people use the new year to set goals. I use my birthday, which was in September, as my new year. So that was my reset. But again, I should say, resolutions very often become these vacant wishes. I wish I could do this instead of I am resolute. I am every day making this happen. Now, what do we need to know about GPS mind state? Well, the GPS mind state mandates a few things, 3 things. You need to know where you're going very specifically. You also need to know where you are very specifically. So if you say, I want more money, or I want X amount in the bank, you have to know how much debt you have, how much debt you're willing to carry. And you have to know what your current income is and what it's going to take to increase from where you are to get to where you want to be. I want to lose 15 pounds. Awesome. Did you step on a scale so you know what your starting point is? Remember that when you set a GPS, not only does the GPS know where you are, need to know where you're going, the GPS needs to know where you're starting from. And the next thing is you need to start moving. You need to take steps. You need to take action. Otherwise, you're just sitting there going, I'm nowhere closer to where I said I wanted to be. How is that possible? I'm not getting there. It's like, well, you're not getting there because you're not getting there. It's pretty simple. And yet, if you look at the people who have failed, if you look at yourself, the times that you have failed to achieve your resolutions, achieve your goals, it's because you didn't actually take action on your goals. They were wishes. It's that simple. You have to take accountability for that. You can't wait for conditions to be just right. That won't help you. And then the last thing is that as you make your moves, as you drive down the street, you've plugged in your destination, you know where you've started, and the route guidance system says, please join the identified route, right? And you start down the street and you find that there's a roadblock. You have to go around, which means that your GPS is going to reroute. You're going to be given new information, which means your actions have to accommodate that new information. Getting to your goals, this is one of the reasons why people fail in achieving their goals. It's not a straight line. It's never a straight line. There are setbacks, there are diversions, there are distractions. The key is to keep moving forward, even if you're taken off course. You keep moving towards that goal. So you need to be able to take a step and take a step and take a step. Now, one of the other things that stops people, even before they start, and if this is you, raise your hand. I can see you. Not really. I'm not that good. I'm good, but not that good. You may be raising your hand on this one. Look, I can't start because I'm not ready. You have to start before you're ready. That's a huge key to all of this. Start before you're ready. A lot of people will say, well, I don't know how. I don't know all the steps I need to take in order to get there. And that is a stopper. It is an excuse for not doing any of it. You start, you take the steps, and the next steps identify themselves to you. The same way that if you were driving and you came to a diversion in the road that you hadn't planned on, and your GPS doesn't know that that road is closed, and you take an alternate route, you don't just stop, you take an alternate route. You've got to be able to move and take an alternate route and get feedback and keep moving forward. Not, oh, I need to know every single move and every single contingency. Yes, think through, be strategic. Strategic is big picture. What if this happens? What if that happens? Also, have faith in yourself that you will keep moving forward. That's the biggest thing. Can you keep moving forward in the face of obstacles? If you look back at your life, you're here, aren't you? Like, you've made it this far. So that means you've kept moving forward in the face of obstacles. So, all right. That's what I wanted to leave you with. I wanted to have you thinking about that. I would also like to offer you a chance to join me for a couple of days in my very select signature Breakthrough Mastermind retreat. It's in Atlanta in April. I do it a couple of times a year. It's always in a different location. I've never done it in the same location twice. This time in April, it's in Atlanta, and I would invite you to check stuckatthetop.com. It is affordable. It is easy to get to, and there are just going to be 12 of us in the room. So if you are at all interested, now's the time to jump in and hold your seat. We are already a good portion sold. So because you're listening to this podcast, I know that you're somebody who is interested in the kind of growth that happens. And I invite you to check out the details at stuckatthetop.com. All right. Your GPS mind state demands that you know where you're going. It demands that you know where you are, and it demands that you take action. This is One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I am your host, Dr. Wayne Pernell, the Breakthrough Success Coach. I'll see you here next time.